Let's start today's news with Robert Whitaker breaking down his upcoming fight against Khamzat Chimaev. Whitaker vs. Chimaev has been announced as the headliner for UFC on ABC 6, the promotion's first card on Saudi soil. Speaking on MightyCast with Demetrius Johnson, Whitaker discussed his strengths and weaknesses against Chimaev and explained how he plans on neutralizing Khamzat's wrestling.
As well, I'd like to think that I'm going to go in there with a speed advantage and a striking advantage. I'm going in there thinking that I think one of his greatest strengths is the fact that he can force the wrestling on people, and I think it's going to be a little harder to force the wrestling on me just because of my distance, because of my control of spacing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be a hard fight. I'm going to take that same mentality into this fight and look to take him to war and just earn this win. I'm going to earn this win, and this puts me in perfect direction for a title shot. I think he's a good fighter, and I think he's got a great headspace for the craft, and he knows what he does well, and he goes out there with undoubted confidence in what he can do. And I guess, you know, that makes a very dangerous recipe, but it's something that, like, if it gets shaken, then you don't know which way the cards are gonna fall, sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to testing that, to see how big the hype is, if you would.
CHAEL shares an interesting theory behind Sean Strickland's delayed UFC return. Strickland remains sidelined after losing the UFC middleweight title to Dricus du Plessis at UFC 297. Amidst this ongoing absence, Strickland has expressed frustration with the UFC's hesitancy to book him an immediate rematch against the South African. Strickland has gone so far as to threaten to move to boxing if the UFC matchmakers don't meet his demands. In a recent episode of Good Guy Bad Guy, CHAEL explained how future UFC events might reveal a possible matchup for Strickland. The American gangster believes that Strickland will be a backup fighter for either Adesanya vs DDP or Whitaker vs Chimaev. If that's not the case, Sonnen believes that the UFC will match Strickland up with the undefeated prospect, Bo Nickal.
Yeah, hey, listen, the mandate of the masses is the most important thing you can have. And yes, it does appear that Strickland versus du Plessis was the really big fight. Now, Dana himself, before he even made du Plessis versus Izzy, tried to make Strickland versus Izzy. My only point being, and we all heard the rumors and the attempts that were made by the UFC to bring du Plessis and Izzy together for UFC 300. I share that because generally when somebody holds out, somebody new does get an opportunity. That would be Strickland. And I think that was his biggest argument. He's sitting around saying, hey, listen, I beat one of these guys in Izzy. One of the judges, it was fairly controversial, thought he had beaten du Plessis. I don't mind the argument, but when you ask what's next for Sean Strickland, I couldn't really tell if you were asking that rhetorically speaking and wanted a rebuke, but let me give you one because I have two guesses and they're very different. One is that Sean Strickland is used as a backup fighter for either of these two major matches that we're speaking about. And the second, Daniel, there is a reason Bo Nickal is getting the push. There is a reason that Bo Nickal is getting the shine at UFC 300. I don't know what it is, but my guess is at some point he's going to have to play with one of the big names. That big name that's sitting available is going to be Sean Strickland.
Sean O'Malley blames daily sparring for Sean Strickland's mental health issues. This past month, Sean told his social media followers that despite having everything he wants, he sometimes still feels mentally unwell and a danger to others. Speaking on his Timbo Sugar show, O'Malley responded to these comments saying, anyone that says that they literally have a desire to kill people probably aren't doing mentally well. You either love or you hate, and if you want to kill people for no reason, I mean, he's honest about it, which is pretty crazy. Just going in there and sparring and getting hit in the head, not that he gets hit that much, but if you're getting hit not that much, but you spar every day, that adds up. Sean Strickland gets into unexpected beef with Michael Chiesa. The beef started after Strickland tweeted, "My girl watches the TikTok sadly. She keeps showing me Miss Peaches, the Barstool Sports guy's dog. And I asked my girl, does this man have kids? No. Let me tell you all something. If you're a grown-ass childless man obsessed about a dog, you gotta rethink your life, rich or poor." Chiesa responded, "If you're a grown-ass childless man hating on someone for loving a dog, you gotta rethink your life, rich or poor." Sean fired back, writing, "Mike, I'm not saying you're wrong, but you talk a lot of shit to me and you haven't earned that right. You're not just a random person on X. No free pass. I think it's time you get an opportunity to be my equal, not at the PI, but I think it's time. It's just gonna be a light bitch slap. I'm not just gonna attack him, but just a little love tap. Just a, hey, you ready kind of deal. Sean followed up, again man, in the world of X, say what you want. It's all fair game. I don't know you, but if I know you, LOL, entirely different set of rules. Jamal Hill posts another skit on TikTok. The former UFC champ has shared another entertaining clip showcasing various styles of cage entrances. MERAB DVALISHVILI helps Aljamain Sterling prepare for UFC 300. In a recent video posted to his social media, MERAB is seen conditioning Aljo's body ahead of his featherweight debut against Calvin Kattar.
307, 308, 309, 310, 311. Move, Tony. Let's go. Yeah. 315, 316, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Old school. Let's go. Let's go. You're strong. You're strong. Yes. Don't quit. Let's go. Good job. Good job. Yes. 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 Okay.
I'm not done recording.
Yeah. What?
Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.